Joe Flacco missed one throw, and Shedeur Sanders dropped 3 straight touchdowns. Stefanski didn't say a word, just nodded. The Browns' QB room shaken. Flacco exposed. Sanders has arrived.
Head west to Cleveland, where training camp begins today for Browns rookies, with a quarterback battle front and center and a chance for some fresh faces to make an early statement. Defensive tackle Mason Graham, the Browns' first-round pick, walking into the building today. And speaking of that QB competition, there's Dylan Gabriel. So the Browns have had their fair share of quarterbacks over the years, so stop me if you've heard this before. They have fielded a total of 40 since returning to the NFL in 1999, the most in the league. Only 3 of those 40 QBs have a winning record as a starter, including 40-year-old Joe Flacco, who is set for his second stint in Cleveland this season.
At this point. And Shedeur Sanders did impress in the spring. Like, he was willing to throw the ball in tight windows. He was accurate.
Stop scrolling, because what Shedeur Sanders did this week left the entire football world shocked. Critics are silent. Fans are losing it. And you need to see why. Let's go back. Cleveland Browns training camp, July 19th, 2025. Rookies walking. Cameras roll. Most fans are looking at Mason Graham, the Browns' first-round pick. The real ones. Real ones are looking at one name. Shedeur Sanders. He wasn't the first to arrive. He wasn't even listed in the first-team reps. But from the moment Shedeur stepped on the field, the air changed. You could feel it. This wasn't a rookie walking into a learning experience. This was a quarterback walking into a takeover. The Browns have had 40 quarterbacks since coming back to the NFL in '99. 40. And only 3 of them have ever posted a winning record. Let that sink in. This team has been cursed under center for decades. And now, they've got Joe Flacco at 40. Kenny Pickett, inconsistent to rookies. And Shedeur Sanders. Now, Shedeur wasn't supposed to be the story. Jeremy Fowler even said it on national TV. This was supposed to be about pecking order, Joe. Flacco first, maybe Pickett is second, and everyone else fighting for scraps. But what happened next? Nobody saw it coming, not even the critics. During the first open practice, Shedeur didn't just throw. He dissected. Laser after laser. Tight window, sideline route, back shoulder dime. The dude didn't blink. And yes, he was technically going up against third stringers, but don't let that fool you. Because what Shedeur did wasn't about who was on defense. It was about how he moved. The rhythm, the timing, the confidence. His footwork was smooth, shoulders square, eyes downfield. And most importantly, he looked like a starting quarterback. And just when you think you figured him out, Shedeur changes the whole game. What makes this even crazier is that everyone inside the Browns organization is whispering the same thing. He's ahead of schedule. This wasn't supposed to happen yet. Stefanski's system isn't easy to pick up. It's built around timing, rhythm, progressions. You need reps. You need chemistry. But Shedeur, he made it look effortless. Joe Flacco might have the resume. Kenny Pickett might have the experience. But Shedeur Sanders has something neither of them can touch: momentum. Let's talk about those veterans for a second. Flacco, he's a legend, sure, Super Bowl MVP. But he's 40. He's stiff in the pocket. He's not moving like he used to. And in this Browns offense, that matters. It's not just about arm strength anymore. It's about movement, precision, making reads on the fly. Kenny Pickett, he's younger, but he hasn't proven he can command an NFL offense under pressure. The Steelers gave up on him. He flashes, but he fades just as fast. And now Shedeur Sanders is standing right behind them, waiting for his shot. Here's the part that stunned even the veterans. Stay with me.
Joe Flacco early on isn't moving. Let's say he's moving like an old guy. Let's say he's unable to move in the pocket. All of a sudden you're losing early, week 1, week 2. If a guy like Shedeur Sanders, who is a quarterback who talks about rhythm and timing, he's not necessarily elusive per se, but he fits in Kevin Stefanski's scheme. If he improves, I think he should get a legitimate shot to be the starter. Will it happen? No, I don't think it'll happen, because it's the preseason. You're going against 2s and 3s, as we said. But if he can put enough pressure on the coaching staff and on his teammates to show everyone that he should be the legitimate starter, it may not happen week 1, but early in the season, if one of the older quarterbacks is not producing, I believe that a quarterback like Shedeur Sanders, who fits this scheme, should get an early opportunity.
Joe Flacco struggles with pocket movement in early reps. Shedeur drops 3 consecutive dimes in red zone drill, and Stefanski nods quietly from the sideline. This moment wasn't supposed to be public, but insiders say it happened during a red zone install. Flacco takes reps, misses a throw, steps up slow, late on a read. Next up, Shedeur. He steps in. First throw, seam route, bullet, touchdown. Second throw, roll out left, fires back across body. Perfect placement. Third throw, fade to the corner, absolute dime. The field went quiet. Coaches didn't say much, but body language said it all. Stefanski looked at his clipboard, nodded, then kept watching. This is where Cleveland made the move that rewrote the entire season. Because now, the Browns coaching staff has a problem. A good problem, but a problem nonetheless. Do you ride with the old guard? Or do you open the door to the future now? RC from ESPN made a bold point. The next 2 weeks should decide everything. Week 1 of camp isn't about who knows the playbook better. It's about who can take command. Who's got it? And if Shedeur keeps stacking days like this, that pecking order everyone's talking about, it's gonna flip. No, Shedeur probably won't be named starter by week 1. But don't be surprised if by week 4 this entire depth chart looks different. But champions aren't made in comfort. What Shedeur did next proved exactly that. Because even after a lights-out practice, Shedeur didn't stop. He stayed late, threw extra reps to scout team receivers, watched film, took notes, talked to linemen about protections. Who does that? Rookies don't. Veterans don't even do that unless they're desperate. But Shedeur, he's not here to take part. He's here to take over. At this point, fans in Cleveland were buzzing. Not just about the Browns, but about Shedeur Sanders. And that's something the city hasn't had in a long time. Hope at quarterback. Not manufactured hype. Real, earned belief. Let's keep it honest. Browns fans have been through it. Quarterback after quarterback. Disappointment after disappointment. Johnny Manziel, Deshaun Kaiser, Baker Mayfield, and 30-plus others whose names you barely remember. But Shedeur, he's not here to be next. He's here to be first, the first true franchise quarterback Cleveland can build around in this era. And you're about to hear the moment that had fans, players, even rivals on their feet. Day 3 of training camp. Scrimmage format. Media allowed. First team reps start as expected. Flacco, Pickett, both rotating in and out. Then come the developmental snaps. Shedeur takes the field. The crowd doesn't even know what's coming. Snap. Quick out, complete. Snap, deep cross. Hidden stride. Snap. Play action bomb, 60-yard rope to a rookie wideout. The crowd gasped. Reporters, who were mid-conversation, turned toward the field. Phones up. Coaches began walking toward the sideline to get a closer look. This wasn't a rookie taking reps. This was a quarterback stealing reps. And if you're a coach trying to make a playoff push this year, how long can you ignore that? Ryan Clark said it best. You've got to know who the best old guy is. But once you figure that out, you better know which rookie is ready to play. That's the entire battle in Cleveland. Joe Flacco might have earned the first shot, but what if he comes out slow? What if he looks his age? What if he can't move in the pocket? What if the offense stalls? What if, more importantly, the guy behind him is ready? Let this next moment sink in, because it might just define the future of the Browns and Shedeur Sanders himself. Let's talk facts. Shedeur Sanders fits Kevin Stefanski's offense better than anyone else in that room. This is a system that thrives on timing, control, throwing into tight windows, and clean execution. Shedeur lives in that space. He's not wild. He's not panicked. He's surgical. He's a rhythm passer. But don't confuse that for conservative. He throws that ball, and despite what critics are saying, he's working against the third team. He hasn't seen a real pass rush. Here's the truth. You can't fake that level of poise. You can't manufacture confidence under pressure. You either have it, or you don't. And Shedeur has it. He's out there competing with a chip on his shoulder. Remember, he wasn't a first-round pick. He came in with doubters. People saying he was only in the league because of his name. People saying he couldn't read NFL defenses. People saying he wouldn't handle the speed. Well, look now. Because the Browns front office sees it. The players see it. The league sees it. What happens next depends on one thing. How long the Browns are willing to wait. Will they wait for Joe Flacco to fizzle before they make the move? Or will they do what good organizations do, build around momentum, not legacy? That's the decision, and it's not an easy one. No one's saying Shedeur should be thrown into the fire too early, but he's clearly not just another project. He's a weapon. And if your starter falters early in the year, the locker room's gonna start asking questions. Because leadership matters, and Shedeur's already showing it. He's talking to the O-line. He's helping Wers get their timing right. He's walking through plays when nobody's watching. That's not rookie behavior. That's quarterback behavior. And you know who else sees that? Defensive players. Word out of Browns camp is that defensive backs are saying Shedeur throws the hardest to pick off. He disguises reads. He looks one way, throws another. He's patient, but aggressive. That's not just raw talent. That's high level quarterbacking. And remember, Folks, we're still in July. Imagine what this looks like by September. Let's not forget one key stat. The last time a quarterback drafted as late as Shedeur Sanders started a season opener for the Browns was in 1977. That was Randy Hedberg, a name lost in history. But this is different. This isn't about repeating the past. This is about rewriting it. You don't need to squint to see it anymore. You don't need to guess. You don't need to project 2 years down the road. The Browns have a decision to make. Now. Do they lean on experience and go with the safe pick? Or do they ride the wave that's already building and give the fans what they want? Because let's be real, the fans already made up their minds. Social media is flooded with Shedeur clips, QB1 hashtags, side-by-sides of Flacco's throw, charts, and Shedeur's highlight reels. Cleveland hasn't had this kind of QB buzz since, honestly, ever. And it's not just because of what Shedeur represents off the field. Yes, he's the son of Dion. Yes, he's got swagger. Yes, he's marketable. But on the field, he's earned this. Every rep, every throw, every moment. The Browns didn't plan for this. But football doesn't care about your plans. Football rewards preparation, precision, and pressure. And Shedeur is checking every box. So now the question becomes, when not if do you let him cook? Flacco can start week 1. That's fine. He's earned that respect. But make no mistake, the second he stumbles, Shedeur is standing right there. Not waiting. Not hoping. Ready. And if the Browns want to win this year, not just tread water, not just survive, but actually win, they better recognize what they have right now. Because the clock's ticking, and the moment's already here. If you've made it this far, do yourself a favor. Watch Shedeur's camp highlights again. Not because you missed them, but because they're worth replaying over and over. Like history in slow motion, Shedeur Sanders isn't next up. He's now. Hit that like button if you believe in the future of Shedeur Sanders. Subscribe if you want more real, no BS NFL coverage that actually respects the player, the story, and the game. We're not here for safe takes. We're here for the truth. And the truth is simple. Shedeur Sanders is coming for that QB1 spot.